How would you determine success in the future? If you're like most people, one of your measures probably would have been money. Money is the blood of our economy, a predictor and a consequence of success, and even one of the most valued resources in our society today. But does money make you happy? How does it make you act? Does it make you more selfish or more generous? These are one of the most essential questions that we should ask ourselves and answer before participating actively in such a materialist society. So, does money make you happy? Well, kind of. On average, the global perceptions of life satisfaction and happiness have not increased much over the last 4 decades, and this is despite tremendous increases of living standards. Well, how can this be? Increases of income have been found to only have a transitory effect on happiness and life satisfaction. This means that when your salary increases, you only have a temporary increase of happiness, and eventually this fades away when the new becomes the old norm. When investigated further, it appears that money is not related to happiness, although lower income is related to fear and hostility. And as a caveat, increases in money do not correspond with more happiness, but that's only from a certain point. So up until about 80 or 90k, money does increase happiness. So how can this be? Don't we all imagine ourselves to be more happy with about 5 million in the bank? One explanation is that relative income matters more than absolute income. People's happiness is heightened when they earn relatively more, but in absolute terms it doesn't really matter. So to illustrate this, you'll be less happy when you make 100k and the rest of your co-workers make 150k than when you would be earning 80k and the rest of your co-workers are earning 50k. Another explanation is the focusing illusion. And I've made a beautiful video about this and you can watch it. But basically, if you don't want to watch it now, do it after. But it basically means that we overestimate the importance of one factor, that being money. So maybe you increase your happiness a little by earning more money, but because you're spending less time doing the things you like, those two compensate and eventually it evens out to you not being more happy. Or hedonic adaptation, the worst one of them all. This just means that eventually when things become the new norm, they aren't as satisfying as they once were when they were a high. So we just need more and more and more and more in order to be more fulfilled and more happy with the money that we earn. Okay, so money doesn't increase happiness, but how does it affect you and your behavior? When you prime people with money, here you have the definition, it's basically just showing something so people think of them. They were more likely to sit further away from someone, less likely to help, and less likely to ask for help. As we reach the conclusion on the relationship between how money affects happiness and how money affects our behaviors, we find that it may not be the best measure of success. Yet, it's deeply ingrained within our perceptions of how we should measure success. We find that financial stability and being able to afford basic things is essential for one's well-being and happiness. But beyond a certain point, it doesn't really mean much for our happiness. Rather, it even potentially just decreases the time that we spend doing the things that we actually like, or the things that we see as meaningful. So, we don't get happier, we might even make our lives less meaningful. So, shouldn't we just adjust this measure of how we see success? Think of the psychological and even the societal implications of people being less likely to help or ask for help, and even sitting further away from others. It just leads to a more isolated society and a less connected people. If wealth becomes a barrier instead of a bridge, shouldn't we just need to look for more bridges instead of more barriers? So, if your goal is happiness and fulfillment, and money isn't the answer to this, what is? The answer can be found within ourselves. Yeah, I know, it sounds cheesy, but it is true. Intrinsic values and developing yourself are way more important for actual happiness and development and life satisfaction. Building strong relationships, or doing meaningful work, or being well connected within your community, These are all things that are really conducive to intrinsic motivation and things that we need in order to be fulfilled. Of course, you don't have to disband the idea of money altogether. I mean, it's a currency and we need it to survive, and we've all agreed to that it is important. And it is, but up to a certain point. And if you want more after that, that's totally fine. That's up to you. I mean, I can't tell you what to do, and I hope you won't tell me what to do. It's see it more as a game instead of the thing that will make you happy, because it won't. It won't make you happy, but if you find it fun to chase higher numbers and higher numbers, just do your thing. All in all, I think I made my point very clear, and I hope I gave you something to think about. Yeah, thank you for watching. If you find something interesting or want to discuss something, just like the video or comment, whatever. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and have a good day.